post true crime and chit chat type of videos 2 times a week and occasionally post fashion related content as well as vlogs. So if that's the type of content you're into, make sure to hit that bell button so that you stay notified every time that I post. So today's video is actually going to talk about negative emotions and just letting go. Now this is a topic that I have to take my own advice for because I used to be so bad at dealing with my feelings, and more specifically when it comes to like sadness and hurt, I literally just did not know what to do with such emotions, you know? Like what I would do is just put them to the back of my mind and kind of bottle them up so that I could avoid feeling them. But then this was so bad because after a while of bottling things up, the smallest thing would trigger me and then I would go through this depressive episode and just feel like the whole world is against me when it's really not. Like I could have just avoided feeling so bad if I had just dealt with emotions as they came when they came, you know? Anyways, this is so ironic for me to say because I'm very much a person who likes to stay in their peace. So like anything or anyone that isn't contributing to my peace is getting cut out of my life. Like goodbye babes. But yeah, it's hard to stay in your peace when you have so much pent-up emotions in you, you know? Anyway, so I do think I've gotten a bit better at dealing with such emotions because I found different outlets that have worked for me. So for me personally, I like to either paint or write in order to kind of release these emotions. Now, I do think I have so much work to do still because I'm still so bad at talking to people about how I feel, and I'm also really bad at just crying, like even just crying to myself I can't seem to do nowadays. But I'm pretty sure this stems from like childhood experiences. And guys, I'm only saying all of this because I know there's so many of you that feel the same way, but like the thought of letting people in on my deepest vulnerabilities and like having them know my weaknesses has always just scared me so much. And like this is probably why I always have this front up like I'm so strong and like nothing phases me. But like girl, it's okay to have feelings. I literally tell my friends this all the time, but I need to start practicing what I preach. But like I think another thing is like I don't want to be a burden to other people because like I know everyone's going through their own things behind the scenes and I just don't want to be adding on to that. But anyways, I'm just making excuses now, but I'm telling you guys this now. This is going to be my year of feeling all the emotions as they come and being more open to people understanding me for me and not just this construct that I put out to the world, you know? And if you're anything like me, join me in this process. Let's challenge ourselves to be in more vulnerable situations, and let's challenge ourselves to communicate when something or someone is disrupting our peace. And I know sometimes it's so much easier to just go with the flow and move past things without having these talks with people, but I'm telling you, once you have these talks with people, it's so much easier for people to know how to approach situations with you and just to ease your mind in general. Okay, so we talked a bit about sadness and hurt, but we haven't touched base on anger. Now, I don't think I'm the best person to be talking about anger because I don't get angry often, and when I do, I'm not really able to stay angry, you know? Like I can't hold grudges. So I can't give you like tips and tricks on like how to not be so angry, but I can give you a tip on how to change your mindset on anger itself. So like recently I saw this TikTok that really opened my eyes to the concept of anger itself, and I feel like it's a good thing to mention in this video. And basically this TikTok was talking about a quote that goes, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So if you're holding on to anger, the only person that is quite literally suffering is yourself. Guys, it's so straightforward, but really think about it because it's so true. When you're angry with someone, the only person that has those negative emotions pent up in them is yourself. The other person can know you're angry, but those negative emotions that you're experiencing doesn't miraculously transfer to them, you know? Like when you're angry with someone, you can feel so much, whether that's disrespect, rage, hurt, hate, just anything, right? But when you're holding on to that, you're literally just disrupting your own peace. And I feel like if someone is that triggering to you, especially constantly, then you really just need to cut them out of your life, whether that be family or friends. You need to choose yourself and your inner peace at that point. And guys, this doesn't apply to everything. Don't be cutting people off willy-nilly for things that could literally be figured out if you had just communicated. Just choose your battles wisely is what I'm saying. Okay, so the last feeling I wanted to talk about is fear. And this is something that I've had so many realizations about, especially recently, because I've been in my head for a hot minute about this one. and it's just like so much just going on constantly. But I've come to the realization that fear quite honestly gets in the way of so many blessings and so many good experiences in life in general. So let me just explain this a bit further. So basically, I feel like fear and comfort zones kind of go hand in hand. So this year I told myself I'm going to get out of my comfort zone, which I have been pushing myself to do, so I am proud of myself. But I have realized that there is so much fear and anxiety that goes behind getting out of your comfort zone, which is basically what has stopped me all these years. And obviously this stems from past experiences and childhood itself. Like, you're not born being afraid of ghosts, you know? You're conditioned to believe that you're afraid of ghosts if you grew up watching a bunch of horror movies or just telling scary stories at like sleepovers or like with your cousins and stuff, you know? And it's the same thing with relationships. Like, if you've been hurt before, you start telling yourself that you'll never get that deep into your feelings with anyone else so that you can avoid being hurt. But this just makes you fear anyone good that ever enters your life. Or like even starting ventures. How many times have you guys stopped yourself from starting something because of your fear of failure? And like all of these fears are rooted from something, right? And obviously these are all fears that I have experienced too, but I've never really questioned it until recently. I was asked, why would you be scared of something that feels good to you? And guys, I'm not going to give any context behind that question, but I've literally thought about it every single day since, and I've been so in my head about it because I'm like, why am I scared of something that feels good to me? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, how many times have you guys felt passionate towards something, or like you just wanted to do something that would have brought you so many blessings, but you didn't because fear got in the way? Or like, how many times have you pushed through those fears and ended up having such a good experience that you remember to this day? Like, let me give you guys a very surface level example. So I'm someone who really likes hiking and just being in nature in general because I find it so peaceful, but I always felt like I always need someone to be there with me. So like, if I want to go hiking and all my friends end up flopping, then I just wouldn't go because I'm just not comfortable with being on my own in a public setting, which is so weird to me because I love my solitude and I feel like a lot of my peace comes from my solitude. But this is honestly just something I've been conditioned to fear as a female, and obviously it's based on experiences that I've experienced in the past as well, you know? So what I suggest you do is to take a step back whenever you feel scared about something and just question yourself and think about why you feel the way you do, because I promise you, once you get to the root of the issue and you heal those wounds or you just change those conditioned thoughts, there's literally no stopping you. Anyways, this being said, I really don't want to live my life in fear anymore. I want to live spontaneously, as hard as that can be, because I overthink everything. I want to feel all the highs and all the lows, and I just want to live in the present because time is so precious and time wasted cannot be regained. So like, why live your life in fear? I really think that this is going to be my year of facing all my fears, and I really hope that it's your year to face all your fears as well. Anyways, before ending off this video, I was at Walmart maybe like a month ago and I saw this book that was really calling my name, you know? So I ended up getting it, and it's called The Book of Healing by Najwa Zebion. And what I've been doing is kind of just flipping through to random pages from time to time and just reading random excerpts from it, and I kind of just take it as something that I need to hear at that very moment. So the other day I was flipping through it and I saw an excerpt that really resonated with me and kind of linked to this video, so I wanted to share it with you guys also. So here's the book, and this excerpt is from the Letting Go chapter, and it's called Follow Your Soul. So I'm just going to read it for you guys really quickly. No one knows what you need more than you do. Cry when you need to, it's relieving. Laugh when you need to, it's healing. Sit alone when you need to, it's necessary. Surround yourself with strangers when you need to, it's eye-opening. Living by your needs is not easy. No one said it was. But a fact that you should always remember is this: you are more worthy of being taken care of than anyone around you. And I don't mean that superficial kind of care. I mean the care that your soul needs. Everyone around you is struggling somehow. Everyone around you is trying to reach a goal, a destination, or a dream. Just as you might not expose your worries to the world, no one else has to. Remember that you are a work in progress. You are not perfect. You are not expected to be. Do not allow the fear of failing to stop you from jumping. Do not allow the fear of responsibility to stop you from committing. Do not allow the fear of exposure to stop you from shining. Anyways, that was the excerpt. It's pretty much all something I low-key knew deep down, but it was written so beautifully, and the time I was flipping through that book and looking at random excerpts, I really needed to hear that message, and it just really resonated with me. So hopefully it resonates with some of you as well. That basically concludes my video. I really hope that this video resonated with some of you, or that you can take some messages from it that you needed. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time in my next chit chat video, and like always, keep shining.